you're able to do for so many military members.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many are here, but I heard there were a couple hundred. Um, it's a privilege and an honor to have them here, to have them watching the practice. Um, we had a good day today. Um, they were a captive audience, and anytime you get a chance to interact with the military, it's a blessing.
How do you spend these 3 days, a rare break in your schedule after going hard for the first couple of weeks?
We need to go hard today. We're gonna do some live work tomorrow. Um, you got to keep working and getting better. you know, it's a bit rare to have this kind of a break during an NBA season, and you got to take advantage of it. So these are quality practice days. They're not growing on trees during an NBA season.
Been a lot of talk of the slow starts you guys have had. How can you work on something like that in a practice setting?
It's just all about disposition, posture, attitude, energy, all that kind of stuff. And we just, we're always working on that. But there is a strong correlation to strong starts and strong finishes. And we'll keep understanding that, recognizing it, preaching it, and with an opportunity at home on Friday, we want to do a good job in that area, and it's been challenging. It's really, I think we tied the first quarter in the Brooklyn game 1, and we were ahead in Washington, and we've been down in most of the others. So. It's a good goal for us to point toward and work toward.
What have you seen from Chris overcoming kind of that slump we talked about for the first couple of weeks of the season? Just kind of staying at it, or is there anything more to it than that?
Staying at it. Sometimes you come into your second year or your third year with certain expectations about, I got a year under my belt. I got this figured out. I mean, it happens to anybody, and I don't know that that's what happened with him, but I just really loved his aggression ever since the Detroit game. He's just been he'd been an aggressive pro on the floor, and he always works at both ends of the floor. He always wants to play the right way for his teammates, and it was good to see him really have a breakout.
Is there anything too, just in general too, if like you have a couple draft picks? He's trying to figure out where he fits in kind of to the new puzzle. And so maybe, a guy like that sits back and waits and kind of tries to see where.
I can't read minds, but it's always important that we're communicating with our guys what we expect from them, the things that they need to work on. And we've got to identify job descriptions. I don't love the word roles anymore. It's kind of a tired word. But we all have a job to do. And what is your job, within our team? And so, we talked to all our guys about that.
It's Aaron's other foot now that's bothering him. Do you expect that to be anything long-term beyond maybe this week?
Hope not. Don't know for sure. I don't see him playing Friday. Beyond that, We'll see. He's making gradual progress. The last one took about a week and a half. This one's hopefully no more than that, but we'll have to wait and see.
Is it fascia again this time?
I can't talk about that.
Do you have a sense on Isaiah, what his status is?
He practiced today and seemed to do fine. It appeared that it was a bruise, and not sure exactly what happened during the game, but he felt it again when he got the dunk on the break. And, we sat him out the rest of the game. Obviously, he sit a couple times that night and got treatment yesterday. And today he was good. So that's good to hear.
You turned to James more in Brooklyn and less Terry and O'Shea. What kind of went into that decision? How are you kind of deciding game by game who plays in that role? Or, job description?
Yeah. He played for Brooklyn last year. He knows their team very well. he's the kind of guy you want to throw at Kevin Durant, you know. But you know, all these guys are in play, you know. You know, they all have to be ready. None of them should assume anything, you know. And it's a long NBA season. We're barely 5% into it.
Buddy had a big week last week. Did you see anything that changed in his approach or the way you were using him that allowed him to do better, or was it hidden shots? What did you see on the court from him?
His approach is always pretty consistent. You know, he's going to be aggressive. He's a great mover without the ball. You know, he plays with a certain joy that is fun to watch, and he has the ability to get hot, you know, and to have hot streaks and have extended hot streaks. So, you know, last week was a good week, and you know, we're working at making this one another good week.
Career high last night. I know you talked about it a bit after the game, but what did you feel like went into that? How do you feel like you were able to kind of get over some of your slower start last night?
You know, just keep being positive. We all know I had a slow start. It happens. You know, that's part of basketball. It's part of the business. You know, I think I'm doing a good job by staying positive. You know, keeping my head up and just waiting for my moment. And on Monday against Brooklyn, you know, it was my night. You know.
Just watching the game, it felt like you were getting to the rim more than you had in past games. Has that been a focus for you, driving and getting all the way to the basket?
I'm just going with the flow. You know, I mean, if teams keep leaving me open, I'm just going to take a shot. If they run me off the line, you know, I'm going to take advantage and drive it to the basket. So just going with the flow.
Is there a point of the game you knew you were hot? You know, you hit the 35-footer in the third quarter.
No, I knew I was hot before that. So, but yeah, it felt good, man. Yeah.
Is there a carryover from game to game, though? Because the fourth quarter Saturday, did that get you going into Monday, you think?
What got me going was just, you know, staying positive, you know, just knowing that I'm going to have a breakout, you know, and that slow start, like, you know, it's not going to be forever, you know. I'm going to just keep working and keep waiting on my time.
Chris, what was the last couple of weeks like for you? Just trying to grind through it. You don't know how to completely get out of it. Is it just staying to your routine and again staying positive, or do you look at film differently? Do you tweak anything?
No, like you say, you know, staying with my routine, just thinking about what I'm doing wrong, what am I missing, you know, staying positive and keeping my head up. That's it.
You said doing something wrong. Was it not just shots not going down, or was there other things?
My jump shot, I'm leaning back a little bit, so that's something that I realized that I've been doing, so I'm working on that.
How cool is it? You talked, I think, your rookie year about in New York, because there's a great population of Dominican Republic. Like, how cool is that? Whether it's Brooklyn or Madison Square Garden, to do that in front of them had to mean extra special.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, there were a lot of Dominican out there supporting me. All I could see was the flags around the crowd, and that's a good feeling for me, knowing that my people came out and support, you know, show me love. It gave me an extra motivation.
Did you have any tendency to like wonder what your place on this team to start the season at all? Whether like, all right, there's Tyrese, there's Ben, where do I fit in? Was that it? At all, maybe any part of the first couple of weeks?
No. I'm just playing my game, and it wasn't going well for me. That's it, you know. But I'm just playing my game. I know what I have to do. I know what my role is. So.
I was gonna say, it seemed like you were coming off a lot of screens, and that's what was kind of getting you going on the pick and pop type thing. Was there anything in particular like that now I'm in a groove?
I don't know.
Regarding KD as well, you know, Aaron talked about earlier this season, he enjoys guarding the other team best players. Do you have a similar feeling in games like that?
I do. I'm always going after the best player, trying to guard him, trying to make things harder for them. You know, you get better when you do that. So that's one of my main things this year, you know, just being a two-way player.
Did KD say anything? Do you guys have any conversation? Because if you remember, I think he was one of the star players last year that singled you out as like, this guy's going to be good.
No, he know who I am. You know, sometimes we just say something back and forth, but just just playing around. He be saying some funny stuff, and I just be laughing at him. That's it. But uh, that's it. He know a trainer that I know, so we have kind of like a little relationship by that.
So it was a cool video of your son making shots, like making everything with
Oh,
your
so-
highlights in the background.
So you guys are watching.
We're always watching.
You guys are watching. Yeah, little Chris, man. He every morning when he get up, he tells Sylvia, my wife, he be like, Dada, I want to shoot, shoot, shoot. So he want to see me on TV. He go grab the hoop and start shooting. So once I get back home, he would grab me and start playing with me. So he got that on him too. He be playing baseball. We were playing baseball, basketball, soccer. I go to swimming pool with him. He go to gymnastic. He be flying all over the place now. Jumping off the couch, doing pull-up, doing push-ups. He's gonna be an athlete. I hope so.
How much of missing all of that for like the last 10 days is the
So-
hardest part of a trip like you just went through?
Yeah, it is. It is hard now because now he's growing, so he's all about daddy now. He just want to play with me, so that's what I miss the most. Little one, she's still depending on Sylvia still. So I miss her, but not like little Chris. Little Chris is the one I really miss because every time I'm home, he just want to play with me. He want to play video game with me. He want to sleep with me. He want to do all with me. So
Sounds like he's your clone. He's just like you.
yeah.
Cool.
Is he gonna be better than you one day?
I hope so. Yeah. Hopefully.
What stood out to you? What the way this team played on the road trip? Getting 2 back wins this weekend, but not on Monday.
Yeah, I think it was overall obviously a great trip. Leave with 2 wins. Felt like we knew we were gonna, Brooklyn was gonna come out, big in the second matchup. That's how it is when you play, stars, good teams. They're gonna be ready to go on the second night. Kyrie and KD and those guys were locked in, and they had a lot of different guys contribute, and we didn't play our best basketball. But overall, I think it was a good trip, and there's a lot to, build off of.
What'd you see from Chris in that game? He went from only breaking 10 points once this season to 30 in one night.
Yeah, I think it's just, staying the course. Staying the course. Start of my second year was really slow too, so I've been there. It's been constant conversations between us, but just stay the course. And he puts the work in, so just trust what he does every day, and it'll work out.
Rick just talked about those slow starts to second years. Is there something to that? Is there like a mental block there, or is it just a thing that happened to both?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't want to say expectations or anything like that, because I feel like, said this before, us as players, we put bigger expectations on ourselves than anybody. And it's different going into second year because there's more film. There's more knowing what to expect. Now you're going into the year. You feel like you have enough experience under your belt, but really you don't have enough. And I don't know. I think it's just the case for him and the case for myself that we didn't start our second years the way we wanted to. But he's getting back into the flow, so it's good to see.
To your point, talking about a slow start to your second year, did you feel at any time of like you're trying to figure out your place, where do you fit amongst these pieces? Because I wonder if something similar with Chris maybe was, he sees you, he sees Ben, he sees Buddy, like where do I fit in?
I think, going into my second year, I didn't start my rookie year, so starting my second year, trying to figure out where I fit in the lineup and things like that. And obviously I had played with those guys for a year already, but it's different, trying to figure it out. And all those things are different. Your mindset is just for games as well. When you're coming off the bench, you can see the flow of the game, see how it's looking, see where you can impact the game. And maybe the team's making shots, so now when you get in, you feel good. Start game, you're setting the flow, you're setting the rhythm. So it's different mindset completely, and that's why there are some guys who are better coming off the bench. Some guys are better starting. Just it's a mindset thing between both things.
Your whole career has been with Buddy. He had a big week last week. What did you see from him that got him kind of over not a slump, but over a hump to play really well?
Yeah, I mean, he just hits a couple shots, and I think Buddy has irrational confidence that he sees 1 or 2 go in, he's hot. So, I love it. I've played with, obviously, like you said, I've played with him now it's my 3rd year. So, I understand him probably better than anybody else in this organization, maybe better than anybody else in the NBA. But I think that's just, part of who he is once he sees 1 or 2 go in, it can get scary quick. So you know, he just made shots this week, and you know, I think something else that for him is when he's making shots, I think he's just feeling good, and he guarded Porzingis in the first game and guarded KD in the second game. So him making shots, I think helps him defend a little better too.
Doesn't happen often, but you guys set a franchise record in threes that first Brooklyn game. What does that feel any different as the game progresses, like shooting into an ocean or anything like that?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, another thing of just, you know, I think we started the game hot. The starters started making shots, so the guys coming off the bench, like the rhythm, the flow was there. They felt like they were going to make shots. We set the tone early and made shots, and we were due for a game like that. We haven't shot it well all year, but this, I mean, the Washington game and the first Brooklyn game, we shot it well. We were due for one of those games, so good to see things balance out.